While the world was burning, one nation was rising. World War II was the most destructive conflict in human history. Entire continents were reduced to rubble. Economies collapsed. Cities disappeared. Empires fell. But when the smoke finally cleared, one country stood above all others, not just victorious, but richer, stronger, and more powerful than ever before. That country was the United States of America. And this was no accident. It was strategy, geography, industry, and timing, all working together in America's favor. When the war began in 1939, most of the world was already weak. Europe was still bleeding from World War I and the Great Depression. Nations like Germany, Britain, and France entered the conflict carrying massive debt, unstable currencies, and fragile economies. Once the fighting started, survival became the only goal. Governments poured every dollar, every resource, and every worker into the war effort. Civilian economies disappeared. Growth stopped. Debt exploded. Across the Atlantic, the United States watched and prepared. Protected by two vast oceans, America was untouched by bombings, invasions, or destroyed infrastructure. No American cities were flattened. No factories were reduced to ashes. Instead, those factories expanded. What was destruction elsewhere became opportunity at home. While others lost everything, America built everything. Even before officially entering the war, the United States understood something crucial. Wars are not won by courage alone, they are won by production. Through programs like Lend-Lease, America became the arsenal of democracy. Tanks, planes, ships, weapons, fuel, food, all flowed from American factories to Allied forces. Britain, the Soviet Union, and others depended on American industry to stay alive. And this was not charity. Payments came in gold, strategic assets, future obligations, and political influence. While other nations spent themselves into exhaustion, the United States accumulated leverage. Every shipment strengthened America's economy. Every contract expanded its industrial dominance. While Europe was bombed, American assembly lines ran day and night. Millions of jobs were created. Unemployment vanished. Innovation exploded. The war didn't drain the US. Economy, it supercharged it. America wasn't just fighting the war, it was mastering it. By 1945, the difference was staggering. Europe lay in ruins, entire cities destroyed, banking systems collapsed, governments drowning in debt, Japan devastated beyond recognition. The Soviet Union had won on the battlefield, but at the cost of over 20 million lives and a shattered economy. The United States, meanwhile, emerged as something entirely new. America controlled nearly half of the world's industrial output. It held the majority of the world's gold reserves. Its factories were intact, modern, and unmatched. Its workforce was skilled, experienced, and motivated. The US dollar became the most trusted currency on Earth. Before the war had even ended, America locked in its victory. In 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement reshaped the global financial system. The dollar became the foundation of international trade. Other currencies revolved around it. Global finance now spoke one language, and that language was American. This was the moment the balance of power permanently shifted. And then came the final strategic move, the Marshall Plan. The United States offered billions to rebuild Europe. On the surface, it was generosity. In reality, it was genius. The money came with access, influence, and alignment. Nations rebuilt their economies using American dollars, American systems, and American rules. Europe rose again, but under a US-led financial order. America didn't conquer the world with armies. It conquered it with factories, finance, and foresight. World War II created many winners and losers, but only one nation won on every level militarily, economically, and strategically. While others paid the ultimate price, the United States emerged as the undisputed leader of the modern world. This was not just a victory in war. It was a victory in history. The war ended in 1945, but America's advantage never did.